Well, hello friends and neighbors. Today is a new day and today we're going to be planting out a good bit of our fall seedlings. So as you can see, I did most of my prep work yesterday and the garden is just in complete disarray. But we are not going to worry about that right now. We are going to focus our attention on all of our beautiful fall seedlings and getting all of these into the ground today. So if that sounds interesting to you, come join me. So the first thing that I'm going to do is take the seedlings and lay them out the way that I want to plant them. Ideally, I would have amended this bed or reset this bed a few weeks ago so that the granular fertilizer had some time to break down. But I've been trying to give my melons a chance to fully ripen. I pulled one of my Moon and Stars watermelons a few days ago and I still have, I don't know if you can see it, is it in the camera? Yeah, I pulled my Moon and Stars watermelon a few days ago and I still have one of these cantaloupe that is trying to ripen. So I was trying to wait and see. I was able to cut the Moon and Stars watermelon, but I was trying to wait and see if all of those could ripen before I pulled them and reset this bed. But I ended up just keeping that one vine and draping it over the side and going ahead and getting the bed ready. So I am going to get started getting the seedlings and laying those out. So I think it can be really helpful to just go ahead and lay out your plants the way that you want them, according to your planting layout. So that way, once you start actually planting them in the ground, you're not having to worry about spacing and where this or that is supposed to go or anything like that. You can kind of just go on autopilot. All right, this is how I think I'm gonna land. I have 3 rows of the Brussels sprouts, and I have 3 or 4 in each row, ends up being 10. And then I just kind of have the celery dispersed throughout. So here I am just continuing to plant out all of these fall seedlings. I end up only recording myself planting out this particular bed, but I actually do 4 other beds planted out pretty similarly to this. Just kind of taking a look at my fall planting layout. I have 2 broccoli beds. I have a bed of broccoli rabe, and I'm going to interplant that with some carrots and radishes. I may add some beets as well. And then across from that, I have some green magic broccoli. Again, I'll probably interplant that with some carrots, radishes, and possibly beets. Then in this bed, I have some jade cross Brussels sprouts. And across from this bed, I have another bed of Brussels sprouts that is Catskill and Long Island improved. Both of those beds have some celery interplanted with that. And then in the middle, I have a cabbage bed. And on the front and back of that, I am going to direct sow some parsnips, which hopefully germinate this time. In each planting hole, I am adding some mycorrhizal fungi. That can just help the plant roots to absorb more of the nutrients that are around them. And then I also add some granular fertilizer. I mostly follow my planting plan when I'm putting these plants in, but as you can see, I am having to adjust things a little bit to account for some of the perennial herbs that I have in the corners of these beds. They take up a good amount of space, especially as they get a little bit more mature, and so I'm having to kind of fudge things around and scoot things over. But I really like this time, or this season of the gardening calendar, because it's a time where you get to see these baby plants really kind of take off and grow and thrive and mature into something that you can harvest and enjoy. So hopefully you enjoy the rest of me planting all of this out. I'm almost done planting, but I just wanted to show you guys an example of a healthy brassica seedling. So this is some broccoli. It's not like super leggy. It's starting to form, multiple true leaves. Has a very good root system, but it's not root bound. It's not like circling the bottom. It's kind of filling up the entire pot. This is a good seedling at a good place for transplant. All right, friends and neighbors, it was a long but productive day. It took me the better part of the day to get all of these transplants in the ground, mainly because even though it has cooled down, it's still hot. I think the high was like 93, 94, and who knows what the real feel is. And so I went inside and took breaks very, very often. I would go, and my breaks were long. I would go get a drink, watch a tennis match, and then come back out and do some work, and then go back in. So it took me the better part of the day, but I have everything planted. I did not direct seed. I did not put my direct seed plants in the ground. I will do that tomorrow. But I'll show you what I got in the ground today. All right, so first we have our 2 fall determinate tomatoes. And in between this, I'm just going to do all cilantro. I love cilantro, and I really want to get a ton of it and freeze dry it, dehydrate it, have it so that I can have it available throughout the rest of the year. Then gotta go up here, and then this is the broccoli bed. I'm going to have carrots and radishes planted along rows in here. This is green magic broccoli. Then here is the bed that you got to watch me plant. These are my Brussels sprouts. These are the Jade Cross Brussels sprouts. And then the celery in this bed is Tango celery. Then here we have our cabbage bed. And this first row is Copenhagen market cabbage. And then the other 2 rows are Extreme Vantage cabbage. Then here's our other Brussels sprout bed. So the Brussels sprouts in here are, there are a couple of Long Island improved Brussels sprouts. I'm gonna have to look and see which ones it is, but there are a couple of those, and then Catskill Brussels sprouts. And then the celery that's in this bed is Utah tall celery. Then turn around and we have our broccoli rabe. And again, there will be carrots and radishes planted in between that. And I can't remember if I showed you this yesterday or not, but I did end up topping up this bed, and I have some Lysianthus that, I don't know, it doesn't look that great. I'm hoping that it will survive. I have a couple of marigolds that volunteered, and then I transplanted some cosmos and straw flowers for our fall flower planting. Your little sleepy bumblebee taking a nap. Your friend is hard at work. Need to tell him to get to going. Well guys, that is all I have for you today. I'm about to go inside, cool off, take a nice long shower, kick my feet up, and watch the rest of the US Open for today. I will come back tomorrow, and we are going to direct sow the rest of my seeds for the fall, and then I'm also going to harvest the edamame that I talked about at the beginning of the video. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this little planting session with me. If you enjoy this content, be sure to subscribe so you can follow along and see how all the plants do throughout the fall season. And most importantly, remember, you can always cultivate something good in your life and in the lives of those around you. Take care, guys.